Now that we know how to build applications in Elm, how do we test that they actually do what we expect? This video and the next are going to cover two popular tools in the Elm community that everyone kind of standardized around. So elm-test is how we're going to do unit testing with Elm. Let me show you how to get that set up. So this is our app from before, and it doesn't have any tests. So we have our assets folder, our source folder. We've got our elm.json and everything. So let's change that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a terminal, and I'm going to run npx elm-test init. And what that's going to do is that's going to get me set up with the elm-test package from npm, and it's going to do some installation for us. So the plan is to add dependencies to Elm explorations test and Elm bytes, which is for working with ones and zeros and stuff like that. So what you'll see that got added here is I've got this new tests folder with a test that says example.elm, or in a file called example.elm, and the test is just the to-do test, implement our first test. We can see if everything is running correctly by running npx elm-test. So when I run that, it looks like our tests ran, but there's a to-do remaining. So what we can do is we can write something like expect that equal, what should I do? Expect equals 1 and 1? Is that a thing? Oops, sorry, equal. So we can expect that 1 plus 1 equals 2. And this is an expectation, but what we want is I want to describe math is what I'm going to be describing. And then inside of there, we're going to be able to make a test, addition, and then it's going to look a little bit like this. So here we go. 1 plus 1 is 2, but 1 plus 2, if we run that, that's going to fail because it expected 2 to equal 3. So you can add all sorts of tests. We can imagine if we had some code over here, maybe we have a new file like math.elm, module math, exposing add. We had a function that added two numbers together. What we could do is we could implement the function in a way that doesn't work. We could write some tests. We could say test add port math, and then we can say math.add is 0 and 0, and we can pipe that into expect equal 0. You can just add a bunch of different tests to our test suite. So people run this in CI. They just run that elm-test package before builds, and it's really fast. It's running in a few milliseconds. Multiple things. Adds 1 plus 2. And we got to make sure that our tests have different names because it's going to change what gets reported. Zeros. So we're going to get some nice feedback when we have issues. So here we've got a failing test. We can go into our code and we can be like, oh, I see the bug. My add function is garbage. We can fix that and then we can run it. Another way we can do this is instead of running it manually each time, elm-test comes with a -- watch flag, which is going to continually watch things as we go. And now you see that my tests are working. And if I change them, you can see when they break, stuff like that. So that's going to run every single time. That's elm-test in a nutshell. You can add as many different files here as you want. I'm going to make a new folder, unit tests, and I'm going to move example into that. What you can see is this module needs to get renamed. So that's the error message that we're seeing here. And once I do that, everything works as expected. We're going to add unit tests using elm-test. And in the next video, I'm going to introduce you to Elm program test, which is going to allow us to test our applications at a higher level. For example, we have our dashboard that says no one is signed in. We can test to see that we're communicating that to users because everything in Elm is just a value. There's no weird like browser rendering stuff we have to do. We just have to test the HTML that comes out is the value we expect. So that's also very fast. I'm excited about that. We'll take a look at that in the next video. So I'll see you there.